Hello, fellow engineers, and thank you for joining us on this special town hall meeting. I am going to totally blame the fact that the town hall meeting ran 45 minutes as to why I'm re-recording this, and not the fact that I accidentally forgot to hit the record button. I mean, I swear I hit that button, but apparently when I got to the end of it and I look over, it was not recording. So I'm going to do a quick summary for all of you guys who missed the meeting, and I think you're going to all enjoy this better than the version that was live. But in the future, my plan is to record it live so you guys can enjoy, the live version that is reality. In the town hall meeting, we discussed the following 3 topics, which is our plan for the day of the update, which is tomorrow. How we are going to handle the Prototech blocks, and the status of the new map and the transfer to Nexus V3. And then also, and I do have to reach out, we did we did the drawing for the DLC, which closed a couple hours ago. So regardless, I do appreciate everybody who watched our Let's Play video and commented on it. Your constructive feedback is greatly appreciated as we do try to build our social media presence. I actually very much enjoy making videos, editing videos, and giving you guys content. So, if the volume's too loud, too low, I talk too much, I don't talk enough, my jokes aren't funny, they're too dad joke, stuff like that, I appreciate hearing, because I want to give you guys content that you guys enjoy watching, because I enjoy making it. So without further ado, let's talk about the plan for the update. After careful consideration, we will be running the servers all day tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I will actually be taking them down and removing the Essentials plugin, which basically stops the cleanups, it stops the restarts, and it stops us from getting the update. So, if you would like to play on our server for most of the day, do whatever you can. Google it. I don't have it offhand. Google a way to not automatically get updates, or hop into our server before 1 o'clock Eastern Time, or 5 p.m. UTC, which is when the update's most likely going to push within, half an hour of that. This way you're on the server, you don't get the update, our servers don't get the update, and you guys can continue playing. Now, if you miss that little, cutoff, and you guys update, there really, to my knowledge, isn't an easy way to roll back. So, we will have a different version than you. You'll have the latest, we'll have the oldest, or whatever, the previous oldest, and you won't be able to join the server. We do apologize, however. It's notorious on update day that the servers don't work for several hours, or 24 hours even, and they have lingering issues for up to a week. So, we're going to take our time with this, and we're not going to try to push it right away, and then the servers crash, and things corrupt, and, blah, 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 and we're restoring backups. We're just going to keep the servers up for most of the day. In the US, it's a holiday. In the evening, around 9 or 10 Eastern Time, I'll take a look at everything, make sure that, the plugin developers were able to fix the issues, the mod developers were able to fix their issues, Torch is good, Nexus is good. We're going to take the servers down and hopefully turn them back on. Now, with that said, it's not going to be poof, now we have the update. Clearly, we'll have the blocks, the DLC blocks. There'll be Prototech kind of in the universe, could be built, but you won't have the blocks to build it. We'll address the Prototech stuff in a moment. However, what we'd also like to do before we get into the Prototech stuff is talk about potentially launching a vanilla server. So while the poll is not favorable, we'll probably most likely within the first 24 to 48 hours launch a vanilla server, so you guys can explore the content of Prototech on a fresh instance that's vanilla, and maybe we'll ramp up some numbers so it's not you grinding so much. And we'll get into a little bit more on that in a second. Now, when it comes to the Prototech update and obtaining the blocks, We're unsure at this particular moment if we can actually just go into our config setting, turn them on, boom, we magically have these new encounters that you guys can all face. Now, there's a few issues with that, regardless if we can or can't. But if we can't, what we're going to do is we're probably going to launch another space instance, drop it into our universe at a specific location, give you guys the coordinates, and obviously tell you guys so you can go and check out that kind of content. Now, the issue with the Prototech stuff, right? Let's get into that. It's vanilla encounters, guys. Our meta is so far past that. We have shields, we have crazy weapons. You guys are going to blow through vanilla stuff. And it's not going to be enjoyable. So if, that's why, again, going back to it, why we talked about potentially launching a vanilla server so you could enjoy it the way Keen meant it to be enjoyed or designed it to be enjoyed. So, it'd be like a vanilla anarchy server. You guys can go in, raid the pirates, raid the Factorium, get the Prototech stuff, check it out, right? Now, if you guys love the vanilla server, we'll leave it up. Like, I have no problem leaving up a vanilla server. So don't think that like, oh my God, my progress will never be kept. I wasted a couple hours. Like, first off, you got to enjoy the new content. And second, if a lot of people are enjoying the new content, we'll just leave it. Like, we're happy to do it. We've always thought about maybe a vanilla server being something that we can add to our mix. So we'll talk about that. We'll see how kind of things go after we push it. Getting back to our particular server. Now, so what we would do is we'd launch a new space instance, and most likely to kind of make this somewhat fair, we would turn off shields, because some of you guys, 70 million shield. You just fly right into the encounter and kill everything, and your ship will be perfectly fine. Maybe dented, probably not. So we'd turn off shields. Still won't be a fair fight, but might be interesting. And it would just be the space encounters, the planetary stuff. From what I understand, we have to spawn in a new planet and turn on the encounters, which currently, in the way Nexus works, it's not easy to do. So we would just limit it to the new space stuff. Again, vanilla server if you want to check out the planetary stuff. The other issue with Prototech stuff, right? So Keen launched a bunch of sneak peek videos. And some of those videos, they kind of went over stats. I watched all of them. And they're not going to be better than Tier 3. I think it's going to be like a Tier 2.5. So at that point, we hand out Tier 3 tech like it's candy. Like, most of you guys have it. All of you guys should have it. So there isn't much of a use to have Prototech other than the unique way to get it, which is cool. Like, I agree. I think Keen came up with a really nice way to get it. You have to, go into these encounters. You have to steal the blocks. You need to find the special ones, the frames. And, that's something I value, and I think we can figure out a way to use, right? So I don't think everyone's going to get much enjoyment out of the Prototech update based on the way our system is. I hate to say it, it's a shame. But we're years past this already. It was really, I think, in my opinion, for the console players. So what I'd like to do, right, on top of, giving you guys as best I can a way to enjoy this experience, I'd like to put up a vote after everyone has a chance to look at the Prototech blocks and vote on a reskin of what our tier tech looks like, right? So, changing our tier blocks to look like the Prototech ones, because they're beautiful. Keen did a great job designing them, and I think that's something that we can do, right? So that's one thing we can kind of vote on. The other possibility is adding Prototech to the Roach encounters. Now, so the vanilla server and the additional space instance would be something that we do within the first 24 to 48 hours of launch. Reskinning and potentially adding them to our Roach encounters will not be within the first 48 hours. It's something that's going to take a little bit of time, some coding work. We have to, go in and kind of really see what changed. So that's on the table. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was, and this is, once again, probably even further away than us adding it into our Roach encounters, would be tiering the Prototech blocks themselves. So if we add them to our Roach encounters, and then, they're still, again, 2.5 vanilla, right? If we were to came up with a second tier of Prototech blocks that require the Prototech frames, and we call it 3.5, before I got into the town hall meeting, I was chatting with a couple of players, and they were like, Stone, from 3 to 4, it's like a huge jump. Like, what's going on with that? And I was like, listen, I'm sorry about that. Again, we haven't wiped since October 2020. I go, that content update was really meant for the players that have been playing for, 2 years, 3 before we actually wiped. I mean, since we wiped. And, they're like, maybe can we, slot it in? And I'm just like, that's not a bad idea. So again, what we would do is potentially, make a second round of Prototech blocks. I'm not like, new looking blocks, but it'd be Prototech, V2, whatever. And it would be like a tier 3.5, and maybe it requires more frames or whatever it does. But, it's something that would kind of bridge the gap between 3 and 4. Maybe it requires some exotic and also Prototech. Something like that's going to have to be completely worked out. We're going to have to do some number crunching, but we're spitballing here because, clearly we don't have all of the cards in front of us, but it's something that might be interesting because I do like, not getting all of the Prototech blocks when you grind it down and having to do the merge block thing. That's cool. I think that's a really nice mechanic to the game. It adds a little layer, and I think it would be something that we can have fun with. And so it's something I'd like to table. We'll do some votes and we'll talk about it, right? So that basically covers everything that's gonna happen, regarding the Prototech stuff and the update. Now, all of you guys that have been around for the last, couple weeks, couple months, years, you're like, Stone, what about this new map that you've been talking about? What's going on with this Nexus V3 that you keep bringing up? So listen, as much as I really thought we'd be able to launch everything, mid to end of September, we threw in planets that we didn't originally even have on our fundraiser list. We're still polishing those, and I'll get into that in a little bit more in a moment. But as I said earlier, Keen always breaks something, right? I love Keen. It's a love-hate relationship, but they always break something. And I can't change too many things at once because then it's not going to be easy for us to identify what actually happened. Was it the update? Was it the map? Was it the new Nexus platform? I don't know. It's going to be a lot. So what I'd like to try to do, and I always kind of said this hinged on Keen's update. So we're going to let Keen's update hit. We're going to triage it, and we're going to see what lingers. We're going to get that fixed. We're going to know that we're running perfectly fine. And then we're going to discuss the date about moving to a new map and the V3 system. Because with this update, there's going to be issues to our new map. We're going to have to go back in, and we're going to have to figure out what planets we want to throw these new encounters on. We're going to have to recode some of that. And also with the new Nexus V3, things are going to break on that system as well. And then it's, how faction data is transferred and all that stuff with the new faction they're adding. So there's a lot of variables, and we're going to need a few weeks. I'm just being honest. It's disappointing. I feel like I'm letting a lot of you guys down. And, but I want to make sure that when we push this, we push it right, we push it polished. So give me a couple weeks. There'll be something else to look forward to, right? Because this is certainly something to look forward to, and I think a new map and a new transferring system platform is even something else to look forward to. So we'll get that rolled out. We're not talking about months. We're not talking about years. We're talking about weeks, and I think that's doable. So give us a little bit of time. We'll get it out. Let's just see what happens with this update because it's still a big question mark, and we'll kind of go from there. So there was something I said a minute ago that I would circle back to. The tiering, the new map. I lost my train of thought, so I do apologize. But I do think I covered most of the stuff that we talked about in the town hall meeting. There was a lot of questions that I wish I captured. Mostly, guys, once again, just to remind everybody, nobody's losing progress with this update. With our next new map, everything is your progress is going to be safe. We're going to hang a roll of your grids. We'll let you guys pull them out after we transfer the map, and you guys can carry on. Now, depending on how faction data is treated with the migration from the Nexus platform, we'll have to talk to. We might have to talk to everybody about it and come up with a good strategy. You guys might have to kind of defaction, or assume that when you jump over to the new map, you don't have a faction, you have to rebuild it. So, clearly, you guys will have to figure that out, because player data right now is a little bit of an influx and an issue with the V3 that's being worked on, and being able to migrate all of your information is something that they're still working out all the kinks on. So, as far as that goes, just as a quick reminder to anybody jumping around on this recording, log into the servers before 1 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. UTC, or turn off your auto updates if you guys want to play throughout the day. We'll take the servers down at the end of it, and I'll try to address it, and we'll try to get everything back up and working for Tuesday. So I want to say that is it as far as everything goes. We have a couple of things for the first 24 to 48 hours, then we have a couple of things for the future, and then we have a couple of things for the next couple of weeks. So once again, hopefully next time I do this live that I don't mess up the button. It was funny, I hopped into voice chat afterwards. I'm like, guys, I totally effed up. Yep. They all laughed and they said, well, you better go record that video. So here I am. I just want to say thank you all for being members of Stone Industry. I know you guys have a lot of options when it comes to where to play. And, one of the things that I said during the tail end of the town hall meeting was, myself and the rest of the staff, we're really here to try to provide you guys with an environment and, the servers and the settings and the experience mostly for enjoyment, right? I try to play a little bit more. I did that quick play. That's probably the most I've played in years, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So, but foremost, myself and the staff, we're here to make sure you guys all have some fun. And so, your feedback, your critiques, they don't go unheard. They don't go unnoticed. So hopefully we, are exceeding your expectations and delivering you guys, top-notch servers to play on. So once again, thank you so much for being here and listening to this video. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me, leave it in the comments. If there's something else you guys want to see when it comes to the YouTube stuff, as I said at the very beginning, I am actively trying to build the channel, and your feedback is greatly appreciated. So lay it on me, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much.